All right, we're back with the Monday Night Wars, week 23. This is Monday Night Raw, the 148th episode in its history on the USA Network, February the 26th, 1996, at the Cincinnati Gardens in Cincinnati, Ohio. Ratings were 3.1 for this edition of Raw. Nitro won and scored a 3.2 this week, beating them by 100,000 viewers. But this is the first time in the 23-week history of the Monday Night Wars that both shows did above a 3.0. So wrestling was getting hot. This is WrestleMania season. So now after this week's loss, the scoreboard is 10 wins for Raw, 11 losses, and 2 draws. So Nitro has one more win through 23 weeks. This Raw did a 3.1 though, so even though they lost by a 0.1, they got to be happy with the 3.1 rating. Jerry Lawler and Vince McMahon on commentary. Jake the Snake Roberts took, and Bischoff gave these results away, by the way. In this 23rd week, Bischoff would give the results of this show that I'm about to read out to you away on Nitro. So we'll do the 33rd week of Nitro after this. I always post them together so you guys can see the Raw and Nitro that went head to head. I always post them both. I never post just one. So you guys can always see the two that went head to head. So Isaac Yankem worked over Roberts with a clothesline. He pummeled him in the corner, but the Snake came back with a boot to Isaac Yankem's head when he charged at him. The King was a fan of this as he didn't like Jake to the Snake Roberts. Isaac Yankem went for a DDT, but Jake had a great in-ring awareness and grabbed onto the rope and then hit a DDT of his own. Jake Roberts got the win at 3:32 after his DDT won, as Isaac Yankem tried to steal the DDT. I rated it a star. There's a promo vignette of the Ultimate Warrior returning possibly, and McMahon says, President Piper better not be playing mind games. He better not be playing around. Diesel took on Bob Holly. Diesel controlled the match mostly. The commentary team played it up like Diesel was scared of the dark, scared of the Undertaker popping up somewhere. McMahon says Holly could not capitalize on Diesel's distraction. Well, no shit, he's facing Diesel, and it's Bob Holly. Bob Sparkplug Holly. Fans chant for The Undertaker as Diesel looks distracted, even though he's dominating the matchup. Commentary says they're going to break then Diesel with a jackknife powerbomb as we come back from a break, and he looks around while he hit it. He was expecting The Undertaker at any moment. McMahon says he's not concerned anymore after he wins. There's no Undertaker appearance as Diesel puts Holly away after just a few minutes after the jackknife powerbomb. Just a basic match here with Holly and Diesel, but the mind games were the story of the match. Diesel being distracted by The Undertaker's presence or could-be presence. He didn't appear during the match, but as Diesel walked to the back, the lights went off, and the gong came on, and Undertaker showed up in the ring when the lights came back on. Diesel was by the stage at this time, and then he shakes his head and walks towards the ring. Then the lights went off again, and the Undertaker wasn't in the ring when the lights came back on. So Diesel walks back to the stage, and then the lights went off again, and the gong went off, and Taker showed up on the main screen, not in the ring, and now he's on the main screen, and he says to Diesel, when the lights went out, I hope you want to play mind games. I am the master of mind games. I will see you at the dark side. And then McMahon says, at WrestleMania 12, that's the dark side. So Diesel and Taker with some cool build there. Ahmed Johnson versus Shinobi. Shinobi is a good talent, but he's just a jobber here for Ahmed, as Ahmed puts him away with the Pro River Plunge in under a minute. Goldust was on the phone, and he said he wants to play Roddy Piper's bagpipe, whatever he means by that. Ahmed Johnson knocks Shinobi down and hits him with the Pro River Plunge and obviously won the match. I rated it a quarter of a star because Ahmed Johnson sucks. And it's just a jobber match for him in under a minute. McMahon does a face-to-face with BRET. That's my alarm going off. It's not you guys. It's not your phone at home. It's just my alarm. Sorry about that. Sean says he can't believe in 1996. Oh, yeah. Well, I have to show you what's going on. McMahon does a face-to-face with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. I got distracted there. They do a face-to-face. This is pre-WrestleMania 12, before they even knew it was an Iron Man match. Bret Hart comes out with his full attire shades. Shawn comes out with his ring attire. They both go face-to-face. McMahon's in the middle of them with a microphone. And Shawn says that he can't believe in 1996 that he's the best there is because that spot is owned by Shawn Michaels. Bret says, After McMahon says, what do you have to say about that? Brett says, well, Shawn is one of the best he's ever seen. He says no matter what, he can't wait to step in the ring to show why he is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Hitman says he will throw everything but the kitchen sink at the HBK, and he's been in battle with giants in the last 5 months have been the hardest 5 months of his career. HBK says he knows Brett has had tough opponents, but HBK's been beat up as well with the 9 thugs, with the concussion, and he just keeps coming back better than ever, winning the Royal Rumble. And then he flexes his abs and says, look at these abs. And he's pretty much, he didn't say look at these abs, but he flexes his abs and said, look at the shape I'm in. Say no more. Then Roddy Piper comes to the ring with no music. He just walks to the ring. The fans go crazy. He grabs the microphone from Vince and says, sit down, kid. McMahon goes to sit down, and Roddy Piper takes over the interview spot. Piper then says he does a great job at putting over Brett and Shawn, telling you why you should not boo either individual. And then he says he doesn't want a match like this with these two in the great condition they're in to have just one fall. And he says that he doesn't want a disqualification ending it either. So he says there should be a number of falls. And Shawn says, what kind of match are we talking about? How long? And Roddy Piper went, 1 hour. That's a McMahon voice. Not this McMahon, but 1 hour. That's a McMahon voice. So, yeah. I'm going to make sure those phone alarms don't go off anymore in future reviews, just for the record. But yeah, so 1 hour. So he made an Iron Man match. Yokozuna versus Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith with Jim Cornette in a handicap match. This one was basic too. It didn't last very long. Bulldog and Owen double teamed Yokozuna, but he controlled both at the times with a double clothesline. Yokozuna won by DQ when Vader came to the ring. Vader, Yoko went at it. The Bulldog and Owen hammered him. All of a sudden, Ahmed Johnson comes out, and so does Jake the Snake with his snake. Jake let the snake come out, and Vader runs out of the ring. He gave it just a star for the effort. The show closed with the 6 of these guys going at it. Jake, when he let the snake out, Vader ran away from the ring. He's still in that black shirt as Vader. They say next week, BRET takes on Triple H, or the Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And next week, 1, 2, 3 Kid takes on Shawn Michaels. So both those matches should be good. Then they air another Huckster and Nacho Man promo. I rated this episode 5 out of 10 because of the Brett Piper Shawn promo. The Diesel Mind Games was alright with the match with Bob Holly. Yankum and Jake the Snake wasn't much to see. The Jobber match with Ahmed Johnson wasn't much to see. The main event wasn't that great either, but it did make build up to WrestleMania good with Goldust Piper, the 6-man right there, the Iron Man match, Diesel Taker. They did a good job of building to WrestleMania, so I gave it a passing grade. I gave it a 5 out of 10. So once again, the TV ratings for this episode did a 3.1 to Nitro's 3.2, a 0.1 loss through 23 weeks. 23 weeks of the Monday Night Wars. There's 10 wins for Raw, 11 wins for Nitro, and 2 draws. I just want to thank everybody for the channel's consistent growth. I'm really flattered. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm really happy with things that are going on the channel. The quality should be getting better. I'm a little bit more comfortable behind this microphone in front of the camera. It was all new to me when I just started this channel a couple months ago, and seeing near the 150 subscriber count, well, it's like 140 as of this taping, but I might be playing this weeks away. It doesn't really matter the amount. I'm flattered that even 10 to 20 people want to listen. I always figured that, like, if I had enough people for a classroom, that's what one of my favorite YouTubers said. If you have enough people like in a classroom, that's enough for me. That's the same thing with me. If I had just 30 people listening to my wrestling opinions, that would be enough for me. But to see more, that's really humbling, and I'm really happy, and I just want to thank everybody. So keep enjoying the Monday Night Wars. I'm Brett Mix, and we'll see you for the next one.